And before we get into the video, I want to say I do believe she's so popular because she combines both an excessively amazing, well-built physique and a pretty face. Coach Greg, in today's video, one of the most popular female bodybuilders out there, extremely good looking, Vladislava Galagan, otherwise known as Muscle Barbie, which is a heck of a lot easier to say, especially for me. And so what she's doing is she's going to show Matt Does Fitness how to train chest and shoulders in the gym. And before we get into the video, I want to say I do believe she's so popular because she combines both an excessively amazing, well-built physique and a pretty face. She has a gorgeous smile and she doesn't sound like a man. And so despite the fact she has more muscle than 99.9% of men, she still looks and sounds like a girl.
And today I'm going to be training with the most intimidating female I've ever seen.
This is Vladislava Galagan.
And so I have to disagree. I don't see her as an intimidating female. She has a very welcoming smile, and just because she has a lot of muscle doesn't mean you should be intimidated by her.
Shoulders, chest, and triceps.
That is ridiculous. Why is there so much stuff on the screen?
Because I train each muscle group twice, so today is like development.
And so she trains each muscle group twice a week, and today's workout, it's a push workout. She's training chest, shoulders, and triceps. Gonna put Matt through her workout. But Matt, he was not ready for this. Thought, oh, this will be easy. Little did he know just how much volume, just how much set she wanted him to do.
2 sets warm up?
Yes.
Why are we doing that? We're going to be here for like 4 hours. Okay.
So you don't get injured?
Okay, sorry. I'll go first.
Duh.
Like the pure honesty, not bullshitting him, not gonna give him some BS answer. Like, dude, we're trying to warm up. This is an actual workout. We're not gonna pretend to work out and chit chat and flirt. We're here to train.
You have to
bad
touch
way.
your shoulder.
What are you saying?
Touch your shoulder. Like lower, go lower.
Get my what car touch me. Okay. Yeah, but the dumbbells are tiny. It makes it harder.
And first thing she says, get the bar down, touch the shoulder, full range of motion. We're not just gonna do what you think we're gonna do. You're here to do my workout, and so putting you through the ropes.
Is Matt the smallest person you've ever trained with?
Yes.
What do you
One of them.
And so just think of it this way. If you don't have a lot of muscle in your guy, are you likely going to go and work out with a girl who's bigger and stronger than you? For the most part, most men want to work out with a girl who can't lift quite as much as them. And for the woman, quite often the opposite. Probably one of the reasons why girls don't like short kings. They say they do. Oh, we love the short kings. But in reality, girls like men who are a little bit taller.
2 warm-ups.
Yeah.
2 sets of warm-up and 5 sets just normal.
So 7 sets in total?
Yes. Come on.
And so Matt is just starting to realize this is a real workout. They're doing 2 warm-up sets for shoulders, followed by 5 working sets. He's thinking, 5 plus 2, 7 sets for the first exercise? Remember, they're going to be performing 7 exercises in total with the same kind of volume on every single exercise in one workout. That's literally 2.5, perhaps 3 times as much training that Matt does for his own workout.
At least you do it much better than Mike.
Oi!
I
Right, she said I had a better
do.
physique than you. She said I had a better physique than you, and she said you're the weakest person she's ever trained with.
And so at least Matt's making up for his lackluster physique in comparison to Mike's by having quality form. Remember, it's not about how much you can lift, it's how you lift it. And his lifting technique is superb, even better than Mike Thurston, who clearly knows how to train in the gym. And notice the smile. She's always smiling, always looking happy. This is why I think she actually is very approachable. People are more often intimidated by people who have an angry face in the gym. Many people, they're in the gym, they're training harder than last time, but they look like they are not happy. They're hating life. You're gonna walk up to the person with their head down, screaming and shouting, or the person who's got a nice, welcoming smile.
The last 3 sets
Yeah.
should be heavy for you. Like you should struggle to failure basically.
And so of the 5 working sets, the first 2, you leave 1 or 2 reps in the tank. You don't train to failure. And then on the final 3 sets, you push yourself to failure. You train harder than last time with the goal of getting 8 reps on each and every set.
This was too heavy. Terrible choice.
And so, of course, Matt selects a weight that's too heavy. Most people, when they go to the gym, they're trying to impress who they're lifting with. He grabs weight, they're too heavy. He can't get to 8 reps, and so he has to go down in weight. Remember, always select a lighter weight that you think. You can always go up from there. He's going to be doing 5 working sets, the first one not to failure. And so you can pick a lighter weight, and if you happen to think you could have got 15 reps, you can always slow it down. Pause at the bottom, squeeze at the top, make the set feel harder than last time. It's not important how much weight is on the bar, it's how you move that weight throughout the motion. And just look at the size of the shoulders, the definition. This woman is in incredible shape. She's clearly eating well in the kitchen, training harder than last time in the gym, and doing her cardio. She looks absolutely phenomenal.
By the way, I forgot my
What's the recovery?
the watch.
What are we having in between?
We have 1 minute rest.
And so imagine doing 5 sets with the final 3 to failure with only 1 minute rest between sets. You're going to have to decrease the weight each time. If you only rest 1 minute between sets, your ATP is not going to be recovered enough, even with the benefit of using creatine, to put out the same kind of reps as you did on your first working set. If you're training like this, I do suggest you use beta-alanine. It buffers lactic acid, allows you to push past failure. And of course, without question, you already knew it, GO2 Max would clearly be the #1 supplement you'd want to take, especially for a workout such as this. 1 minute rest between sets, you need to have a lot of energy. You have to have better stamina. GO2 Max with NMN as its main ingredient. Please click the link in the description, code Greg, 10% off. Up next is a very controversial behind the neck shoulder press. Used to do these when I was younger. It was very popular among bodybuilders. Remember, that was about 4,000 years ago. But in today's day and age, with more research, I do suggest you do them to the front. There's no added benefit to pressing behind the neck. Many people don't have the flexibility, the coordination, they can't do it properly, and so it's a lot safer to do it to the front.
Can you give me a form check? Is that right?
Oh my God.
Is that a good? Are you saying I'm going in a good way?
And so he's trying to prank her, acting like he's going to do side laterals with the 80s. He's just trying to play around. Obviously, she knows it's a joke. And so following this again, 5 working sets of every single exercise you're doing. This is a lot of volume. It's more than I recommend, but remember, this works for her. What science shows is that in a matter of a 7-day period of time, 10 to 20 working sets per muscle group per week. And so already on the 3rd exercise, this is 15 working sets plus warm-ups in 1 single day. And so you train shoulders twice a week, and so if you were to double that, it's close to 30 sets. That is far too many. You don't need this much volume. If you do this many sets, some becomes junk volume. And so I wouldn't suggest you copy this workout, but you can do something similar. And so instead of doing 5 working sets of each exercise, perhaps you only do 2, 3, maybe up to 4.
My weight selection is based on not having done
Not having what?
95 sets before my exercise.
And so they bring up a good point. Matt is struggling to lift the weights he's accustomed to, but that's because he's doing far more volume. If your muscles are already pre-fatigued before you do an exercise, you're not going to be able to lift nearly as much as if you were fresh. Both Mike Thurston and Matt Does Fitness experienced this while training with Vladislava.
How long are you in the gym for?
1 hour, maximum.
How are you doing
1
this in
and
an
a half.
hour and a half?
Huh?
Just like run from machine to machine?
No, I have a timer.
She's only resting 1 minute between sets. And so think of it this way. If you were to do 60 sets, that's only 60 minutes of rest. And if each exercise took 30 seconds, that would be an hour and a half. And so anyone that's training for over an hour and a half in the gym, you could quite literally shorten your rest time and complete 60 working sets. It's not that difficult. Stop resting longer than last time.
You're using my dumbbell.
Huh?
Why are you insulting? Why are you just trying to make me look so
I just
bad?
want to try.
Just crushing my confidence.
And so remember, never compare yourself to other people, whether it's a man, a woman, a circle. Don't compare how much you're lifting to how much they're lifting. If you're trying to keep up with someone else or to perhaps show off, that is when injuries can occur.
You're doing more shoulders. Shoulders are done now,
Yeah.
surely.
No, we have another one.
And yet another shoulder exercise. They've already done 15 working sets. One of them was side laterals. Now they're doing side laterals with cables. I do think this is a little excessive. Matt is clearly overtraining at this point. Remember, sometimes you have to know when to quit. If you're in the gym and you're getting a pump and you feel good, you can keep going. But if suddenly you lose that pump, you lose that motivation, it's just not feeling right, that is the time to stop. Even if the workout says, see, you got 3, 4 sets more to do. If you're simply losing that feeling in the gym, it's better to stop and save it for next time.
So people ask about the biceps, how do I get the huge biceps? How do you have such biceps? I have only one exercise for the bicep.
The preacher curl. She loves to be able to concentrate, isolate the muscle, and she doesn't do a variety of exercise. And so despite she's doing 20 sets or so of shoulders here, for biceps, she only needs one exercise. And so please experiment, mix it up. Perhaps one muscle needs more training. For me personally, I rarely train my hamstrings and they're one of my best body parts. Perhaps for you, it's a weakness. Depending on your physique, your genetics, please experiment, train harder than last time in whatever you need for yourself.
Like we work on the details, you know, everything.
Yeah, but a lot of that is just being lean though,
Huh?
isn't it? A lot of that is just being like lean. Like when you're shredded, everything's, do you know what I mean?
And so Matt and Vladislava have a discussion about conditioning, detail, muscle balance, size, and so on. And in it comes, how do you get out the detail in the muscle? Matt says, if you're shredded, you're going to have the detail. Vladislava argues, on the other hand, no, you can be shredded without detail. And to an extent, they're both right. No matter how much you work on your muscles, if you're not lean enough, you're not going to see the detail. I don't care how much you work out in the gym. If you're overweight or obese, you're clearly not going to see anything. But if you're lean, shredded, you're going to see everything popping out harder than last time. And in this video, a perfect example. Check out Vladislava's back. She has extreme detail in her back. You can see all the little muscles poking out and detail between each and every muscle. In comparison, Matt does fitness. When you look at his back, it just doesn't have the same detail as Vladislava. In her opinion, Matt, if you got more lats, you'd be able to see them. Matt having a very difficult time posing. Well, perhaps he just doesn't have the muscle, the quality. If you don't have the muscle to start with, how are you going to bring it out to show its detail?
I've noticed you smile a lot when you train. Is that
Huh?
normal? You smile when you train a lot. You do that if you, yeah, you just do. You just absolutely love.
Only when there is a camera.
I don't ever smile when I train.
I do agree with Matt. I'm never smiling while doing a set, but there's nothing wrong with smiling, looking happy, having a good time between sets. Some people assume when you go to the gym, you have to go to war. Cell phones away, heavy metal music in your ears, and you just have to be really aggressive all the time. Me, I go harder than last time when I'm actually doing the set. During that set, it's game on. I'm pushing myself. As soon as the set's over, I'm going to relax. I can chat, say hi, look on my phone, text, work, do whatever I want to do.
Are you enjoying the workout?
Yes. Yes, I thought that would be worse.
Matt, not very impressed. It's not really the compliment we had. Be like saying, hey, did you enjoy sexy time with me in the bedroom? Yeah, I thought it would be a lot worse. Not really the compliment you're hoping to hear.
Chest press?
Chest press. Right, how many sets and reps? I'm going to guess it's 5 sets
Usually.
of 8 reps or 10 reps.
And so remember, at this point, his muscles are very fatigued. You have to pick very light weights. If you're used to training one muscle group before another and you suddenly switch it, it's going to be very hard to lift the same weights as you're accustomed to. And as far as the order of exercise is concerned, I do believe you should use the heaviest weights in the first exercises. When you're at your freshest, you would use your heaviest weights. For example, squats, bench, deadlift, those exercises should be done at the start of your workout. If you save those exercises for laugh, you're going to be very tired. You may not be able to put the effort you need to. You also potentially could get more injured. If you're using too heavy a weight because you're pre-fatigued, you don't have the mental energy to focus on that set at the end. And so my advice, do the hardest exercises first and the easiest exercises at the end. And my other suggestion is do your weakest body parts first when you have the most energy. For example, if you have a very strong chest, as Matt Does Fitness has, but weaker shoulders, you could perhaps train the shoulders first and the chest last. But if your chest is a weakness, you should do chest first. It wouldn't make sense for someone with a smaller chest to do the chest last. At the start of the workout, when you have the most energy, enthusiasm, and so on, you want to be able to do those hardest exercises for your weakest muscle groups first.
Oh, that's too slow.
She's there to spot him and guide him through the workout. And so remember, although she's picking on him a little bit, she's there to help him. I'd rather see her say, this is what you should improve, this is what you're doing wrong, than to simply be a yes man or yes woman. All too often, people get together and they're so hard to hurt each other's feelings that they don't actually say what they think. I can appreciate her saying what she thinks, she's trying to help him, and she's not doing so in a hurtful manner.
You're going to go heavier.
Well, it's,
I'm going lighter.
it's new exercise.
You've tricked me
So
into
can
going
you fly?
lighter so that you can lift the same weight as me.
And so overall, I think she does offer great lifting techniques. I think she knows what she's doing. And so everybody, please go and follow Vladislava, who you're probably already following her. Go check out Matt Does Fitness channel, Mike Thurston. These are all entertaining guys. Highly recommend you go and check them out.
Would you say I have the
What?
biggest pecs of anyone you ever trained with?
First after me.
And so Matt seems to have a little bit of body dysmorphia, just maybe a little bit. Do I have the biggest chest you've ever worked out? Am I the smallest? Am I the biggest? Am I the tallest, the best looking? Do I have the best form? Do I eat more than your friends? Matt, relax. You don't have to be the best at everything. Just go to the gym, train with this girl. She's extremely good looking. You're having a great time. And so don't worry if you come out on top or on the bottom. Just remember, compare yourself to yourself, not other people. Can you do better tomorrow than you did today? And did you do better today than you did yesterday? That's all you can do.
Chest press, with barbell.
Remember, this video should be called I did the most pressing anyone's ever done in a workout, and this is what happened.
And so absolutely, they're over an hour into the workout. They've probably done 25 to 30 sets at this point doing the bench press. And so whatever you once bench pressed, you can't do it right now. After your muscles are tired, it's going to take several days to get back to peak strength.
If I was doing a big compound like a bench press, I'd do it as my first exercise when I'm fresh. Doing it last, it seems risky for me.
Why? You
I'll drop it on my head.
Up.
Drop it on my head and die.
And yes, although that's true, you are more cognitively fatigued. If your muscles are tired, you can't focus as much. It's much easier to lose your groove. You can't focus as much. Your brain has to send a signal to lift the weight properly. If you slack off even for a split second, you might lose your groove and you can in fact get injured. And so my advice along with Matt's, please do the hardest exercise, such as the bench press, first in your exercise order.
Right, just quickly before we stop here, I'm literally the world's worst poser. Like I don't have any pose. I have one pose and it's just like standing still. So can you just teach me a couple of poses?
And so what Matt's doing wrong, he's posing too much like this. He needs to get the shoulders down. The scapulas need to retract and go outwards. He's doing this mistake. He's not able to open up, to widen himself. It does in fact take practice. Matt has one pose, standing relaxed. He says, this is the one pose I can do. He admittedly says, I'm not good at posing. He asks her for help. If he continue to practice posing, I'm certain he can get better. And so Matt, keep working on your posing.
And let's open. Suck it in, come on.
And so it's not a matter of sucking in a thigh abdominal, it's a matter of blowing out. When you blow out all of your air, it tightens the waistline and brings in those lower abdominals. If you're not completely blowing out your air, you're gonna have a wider waist, it's gonna look a little bit thicker. And so you can see, Matt, although very lean, he doesn't have as much detail in his back as Vladislava. And so if Matt were to work on his back, get more little muscles, a little bit bigger, and were to then repeat this pose, especially with more practice, he could bring much more detail to his back.
Yeah, but you have to open more.
That's as open as they go.
Yeah, when you have
The
less.
lesson is,
Huh?
when you have lats.
And so key word, when you have lats, you can then open them up. He doesn't have those muscles as well developed as his front.
To be fair, that was very, very insightful. Like, I enjoy training with new people, particularly people that are absolute monsters, because I would never do that much volume.
And so Matt states, I enjoyed the workout. I would never done that myself. It's eye-opening, and I like that. I like being presented different material, and I might take something away from this. That workout was well over double the volume he does in any given workout. She's very surprised by this. But remember, not everyone needs to train the same. The more volume you do, the less intensity you have to put out. The less volume you do, the more the workouts need to be intense. And so please pick the way that works best for you and train harder than last time. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Don't forget to watch one of those two bloops. And of course, the cookbooks, the Circle Diet book, and the training books. You can get that all on my website, as well as the harder than last time clothing line and all the supplements you see in the back and more. Please use code Greg to save 10% off. Click the link in the description. And until next time, I am out.